Across millennia, a whisper echoes, a whisper of a city swallowed by the waves, a city of wonder, of advanced knowledge, of power beyond measure. Its name sends shivers down our spines, igniting imaginations and fueling dreams. Atlantis, the very utterance conjures images, gleaming towers piercing the clouds, reflecting the sun's rays off golden rooftops. Chariots race through bustling streets, powered by an unknown energy. Citizens adorned in finery stroll through vibrant marketplaces, their laughter echoing through the air, a testament to their prosperity. Atlantis, a name synonymous with mystery, with intrigue, with the tantalizing possibility of a civilization surpassing our own, lost to the depths of time and ocean. Was it real, a tangible place swallowed by the earth in a cataclysmic event, or merely a fable, a cautionary tale whispered through generations? The answer, like the city itself, remains elusive, hidden beneath layers of myth and speculation. But the story persists, its allure undiminished by the passage of time. Why does this tale, passed down through generations, continue to captivate our minds? To understand, we must embark on a journey back to the source of the whisper, to the writings of a philosopher who first breathed life into the legend of Atlantis. Our journey begins not in the depths of the ocean, but in the heart of ancient Greece. Here, amidst the bustling intellectual life of Athens, a philosopher named Plato first etched the story of Atlantis into the annals of history. It was in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, that the tale found its voice, forever entwining the fate of a lost city with the legacy of one of history's greatest thinkers. Plato, a student of Socrates and mentor to Aristotle, was no mere storyteller. His works were renowned for their philosophical depth, exploring concepts of justice, morality, and the ideal state. Why then would a mind so focused on the abstract choose to weave a tale of a lost civilization? The answer, perhaps, lies in the very nature of Atlantis itself. It was not merely a city, but an allegory, a mirror reflecting the potential and the fragility of human civilization. Through Atlantis, Plato could explore themes of ambition, corruption, and the ephemeral nature of power, themes as relevant today as they were in his time. In Plato's account, Atlantis was more than a city. It was an empire, a maritime superpower that held sway over vast swathes of land and sea. Its people, said to be descendants of Poseidon, the god of the sea, were blessed with advanced technology, a sophisticated social structure, and a culture of unparalleled refinement. Yet beneath this veneer of perfection lurked a darkness, a growing hubris that would ultimately prove to be their undoing. The Atlantis of Plato's dialogues was a marvel of engineering and artistry. Its citizens, blessed with an almost divine intellect, had harnessed technologies unknown to the world. Their capital city, a testament to their ingenuity, was a marvel of concentric circles interconnected by canals and bridges, a testament to their mastery over the elements. Imagine, if you will, a society where water flowed uphill, powered by an unknown energy source, where ships propelled by forces beyond our comprehension traversed the vast oceans, connecting Atlantis to distant lands, where buildings crafted from a mysterious metal that shimmered like gold reached for the heavens, defying the limitations of gravity. This was Atlantis at its zenith, a beacon of progress and enlightenment. Yet, as with all civilizations, the seeds of its destruction were sown within its very success. Power, as history has repeatedly shown, can be a corrupting force, and the Atlanteans, despite their wisdom, were not immune to its allure. The dialogues hint at a gradual decline, a moral decay that began to eat away at the fabric of their society. Greed, once an alien concept, took root, poisoning their hearts. The thirst for conquest replaced the pursuit of knowledge. The very virtues that had propelled them to greatness were cast aside, replaced by arrogance and a lust for domination. And so the stage was set for a fall as breathtaking as their rise. The details shrouded in the mists of time remain tantalizingly vague. A cataclysmic event brought their reign to an abrupt and terrifying end. The island of Atlantis was swallowed whole by the unforgiving ocean. A civilization destined to rule the world was erased, leaving only whispers and legends. But the story didn't end there. The legend of Atlantis took on a life of its own. It became a tale whispered around campfires. A cautionary reminder of the hubris of man. Our journey has just begun. The story of Atlantis, as recounted by Plato, begins not with man, but with the gods. In the division of the world, the mighty Poseidon, god of the sea, was given dominion over the island of Atlantis. This island, larger than Libya and Asia combined, was a paradise of fertile plains, towering mountains, and shimmering coastlines. Here, on a hill overlooking the vast ocean, Poseidon encountered Plato, a mortal woman of extraordinary beauty and grace. Their love, as passionate as the crashing waves, bore fruit in the form of 10 sons. The eldest, Atlas, was a giant among men, strong as the mountains, his gaze as piercing as the ocean depths. To Atlas, Poseidon bequeathed the kingship of Atlantis, dividing the island into 10 kingdoms, each ruled by one of his sons. And so began the lineage of the Atlanteans, a race touched by the divine, destined for greatness. Under Atlas's wise rule, the island flourished. The Atlanteans, blessed with their father's strength and their mother's ingenuity, transformed the island into a paradise. They carved canals and bridges, connecting the fertile plains to the bustling city that bore their father's name. They built temples of dazzling white marble, honoring the gods with sacrifices and offerings. The city of Atlantis, the heart of this burgeoning empire, was a marvel of engineering and design. Picture, if you can, a city built on concentric rings of land and water, interconnected by bridges and canals. At its heart, on the central island, stood the royal palace, a testament to Atlantean wealth and power. Imagine walls of gleaming orichalcum, a metal unknown to our world, said to shimmer with a light brighter than gold. Imagine gardens adorned with exotic flora and fauna, brought from the farthest corners of the known world. Imagine fountains that spouted not water, but molten gold, reflecting the brilliance of the Atlantean sun. This was Atlantis, a city that defied the imagination, a testament to the ingenuity and artistry of its people. But the true marvel of Atlantis lay not just in its physical grandeur, but in the spirit of its people. The Atlanteans were a race of philosophers, scientists and artists. They believed in the pursuit of knowledge, in the betterment of themselves and their society. They harnessed the power of the elements, developing technologies that seemed like magic to the less advanced civilizations around them. They were masters of agriculture, their fields overflowing with bountiful harvests, ensuring prosperity for all. The dominion of Atlantis was not confined to their island paradise. Their ships, swift and sleek, powered by an unknown energy source, sailed the vast oceans, connecting them to distant lands. They established trade routes, exchanging knowledge and goods with civilizations across the globe. Some whispers speak of Atlantean ships capable of sailing beneath the waves, exploring the hidden depths of the ocean, unearthing secrets lost to time. Others tell of flying machines, crafted from lightweight metals and powered by crystals that harness the energy of the sun. Whether these tales are true or mere embellishments, there is no doubt that the Atlanteans possessed technology far surpassing their contemporaries. Their knowledge of astronomy, mathematics and engineering allowed them to navigate the stars, predict eclipses and construct buildings that seemed to defy gravity. This technological prowess, however, was always tempered by a deep respect for the natural world. The Atlanteans understood that they were merely custodians of the earth, not its masters. Their cities were designed to exist in harmony with nature, not to dominate it. At the heart of Atlantean society lay a profound respect for knowledge and wisdom. Their education system, unlike any other in the ancient world, was accessible to all, regardless of social standing. Boys and girls alike were taught philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and the arts of war and peace. Imagine academies where the brightest minds from across the empire gathered, sharing their knowledge and pushing the boundaries of understanding. Imagine libraries filled with scrolls containing the accumulated wisdom of generations, documenting their history, their discoveries, their dreams. This thirst for knowledge, this relentless pursuit of truth, was the driving force behind the Atlantean civilization. It was the foundation upon which their technological advancements, their cultural achievements, and their social harmony were built. But knowledge, like any powerful tool, can be misused. And as the centuries passed, a subtle shift began to occur within the Atlantean psyche. The line between knowledge and power, once clearly defined, began to blur. The pursuit of wisdom, once driven by a pure desire for enlightenment, became intertwined with a thirst for control. The seeds of arrogance sown in the fertile ground of prosperity and power began to take root. The Atlanteans, accustomed to their position as the most advanced civilization on Earth, started to view other cultures with disdain, seeing them as inferiors rather than equals. The whispers of discontent, initially confined to the shadowed corners of the empire, grew louder. The balance between the 10 kingdoms, carefully maintained for generations, began to falter. Greed, once an alien concept, began to infect the hearts of even the most noble Atlanteans. The pursuit of knowledge, once a noble endeavor, became corrupted, twisted into a tool for domination. The technologies they had developed for the betterment of mankind were turned towards more destructive purposes. The whispers of war, once unthinkable, began to echo through the once peaceful halls of Atlantis, and so the stage was set for the downfall of Atlantis. The very qualities that had propelled them to greatness, their intelligence, their ambition, their thirst for knowledge, would ultimately prove to be their undoing. The gods who had watched over their rise with pride now looked upon their creation with growing dismay, their faces etched with a sorrow as deep as the ocean depths that would soon claim their beloved city. The earth, once so benevolent, began to shudder. Tremors, at first barely perceptible, rippled through the grand city of Atlantis. The shimmering canals, once so tranquil, churned with an unsettling energy. The whispers of unease grew louder, echoing through the once bustling marketplaces and grand halls. The priests, keepers of ancient wisdom, sensed a growing imbalance in the world. The stars, once reliable guides, seemed to flicker and shift in the night sky. Omens, dark and foreboding, appeared with increasing frequency. Birds falling silent mid-flight, serpents with 2 heads, the ocean itself turning a sickly shade of green. Some, their hearts still touched by the divine spark of their ancestors, heeded these warnings. They retreated from the growing decadence of the city, seeking solace in the simplicity of nature, in the timeless wisdom of the elders. They spoke of humility, of respect for the natural order, of the need to turn away from the path of greed and arrogance. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. The kings of Atlantis, drunk on power and blinded by their own hubris, dismissed the warnings as the ramblings of fools. They clung tighter to their wealth, their power, their belief in their own exceptionalism. They saw the tremors not as warnings, but as challenges to be overcome, further proof of their dominion over the natural world. The royal court, once a place of wisdom and deliberation, had descended into a pit of decadence and intrigue. The 10 kings, once united by blood and purpose, now squabbled amongst themselves, their hearts consumed by envy and suspicion. Alliances shifted like desert sands, driven by whispers of treachery and the insatiable thirst for more power. The Atlantean people, once renowned for their unity and shared purpose, found themselves divided. The whispers of dissent grew into shouts of anger. The pursuit of knowledge, once a source of pride, became a weapon used to advance personal agendas and crush rivals. The kings, blinded by their own hubris, failed to see the danger growing within their own walls. They surrounded themselves with sycophants who whispered sweet lies, feeding their vanity and fueling their paranoia. They turned their backs on the very principles that had made Atlantis great: justice, compassion, the pursuit of knowledge for the betterment of all. The warnings from the priests, from the natural world itself, were ignored. The tremors grew stronger, more frequent. The skies, once a brilliant blue, were now frequently obscured by dark, ominous clouds. Yet still the kings clung to their power. Their hearts hardened against the growing darkness. They believed themselves invincible, their city impregnable, their rule ordained by the gods themselves. The rift within Atlantis deepened, splitting families, friendships, and the very fabric of their society. Those who dared to speak out against the growing corruption were silenced, their voices drowned out by the chorus of greed and ambition. The pursuit of wealth and power became all-consuming, poisoning the hearts of even the most noble. The once sacred temples, once places of quiet contemplation and reverence, were transformed into ostentatious displays of wealth. The priests, once revered for their wisdom and connection to the divine, found themselves ignored, their warnings dismissed as the ramblings of old men clinging to outdated beliefs. The very essence of Atlantis, the spirit that had once made it a beacon of hope and progress, was fading, replaced by a darkness that seemed to seep from the very core of their being. The once clear waters of their canals, reflecting the brilliance of their civilization, now ran murky with the taint of their corruption. Even the mighty Atlas, the first king, the one who had laid the foundations for their greatness, could only watch in despair as his descendants squandered their legacy. His heart, once filled with pride, now ached with a sorrow as deep as the ocean that surrounded them. He knew with a certainty that chilled him to his core that the time for warnings was past. The fate of Atlantis, once so bright, was now sealed in shadow. The heavens, once benevolent, now mirrored the turmoil brewing within Atlantis. Storms of unprecedented fury raged across the island, lashing the once proud city with winds that tore at its gleaming towers and waves that crashed against its once impregnable walls. The ground shook with increasing violence, splitting open in gaping fissures that swallowed entire buildings. Poseidon, once their protector, now turned against his own creation, his anger as deep and unforgiving as the ocean itself. The fate of Atlantis, sealed by their own hubris, would serve as a warning to all who dared to challenge the will of the gods. The earth groaned, a deep, agonizing sound that echoed through the shattered remnants of the city. The sea, once held at bay by Atlantean engineering, now surged inwards, engulfing the streets in a torrent of churning water. The great palaces crumbled and fell, their gleaming towers disappearing beneath the rising tide. In a single night, Atlantis, once a beacon of civilization, was swallowed by the sea. The gods, their anger spent, watched in silence as their creation vanished beneath the waves. And so the legend of Atlantis was born, a cautionary tale of a civilization consumed by its own hubris. The ocean, now calm, held its secrets close. The once vibrant city of Atlantis, entombed beneath the waves, faded into memory, its existence debated by scholars and sought after by adventurers. Some dismissed it as a fable, a morality tale designed to instill humility in the hearts of men. Others clung to the belief that somewhere, beneath the waves, the remnants of Atlantis awaited discovery. The legend of Atlantis offered a stark warning about the dangers of hubris and the need for humility. The whispers of Atlantis reached the shores of ancient Greece, where they found fertile ground in the minds of philosophers and storytellers. Plato, the Athenian philosopher, presented it as a cautionary tale, a warning from the past to guide the future. He drew parallels between the fate of Atlantis and the challenges faced by his own city, Athens. The dialogues hint at a shared history, a time when Athens resisted the imperial ambitions of a powerful adversary resembling Atlantis. Could Plato have been drawing upon a kernel of historical truth, a distant memory of a conflict between ancient Greece and a powerful maritime civilization? Plato's dialogues offer intriguing clues that suggest a deeper connection between Atlantis and ancient Greece. He describes the Atlanteans as possessing a sophisticated legal system with laws inscribed on pillars of orichalcum. The Atlanteans, according to Plato, were said to be descendants of Poseidon, while the Greeks revered him as the protector of seafarers. Furthermore, Plato describes the Atlanteans as skilled architects and engineers, their cities adorned with temples, palaces, and monuments. Could these similarities be mere coincidence, or do they point to a deeper, more profound connection between these two civilizations? Imagine a world where the mythical Atlantis and ancient Greece were connected by vibrant cultural exchanges. The Mediterranean Sea was a magical conduit for trade, exploration, and the exchange of wondrous ideas in the ancient world. Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations established enchanting maritime trade routes that connected the Aegean Sea to Egypt, the Levant, and beyond. The tales they brought back could have formed the enchanting basis for the Atlantis legend, passed down through generations until it reached the ears of Plato. The legend of Atlantis served as a potent reminder of the fragility of human civilization and the ephemeral nature of power. The enigma of Atlantis has enchanted the hearts of historians, archaeologists, and explorers for generations. Seekers of truth have delved into ancient texts, charted the ocean depths, and unearthed ruins in pursuit of tangible evidence. Some have taken Plato's dialogues to heart, analyzing his vivid descriptions to pinpoint the exact location of Atlantis. Others view Atlantis as a symbol of a lost golden age, a beacon of human potential and a cautionary tale of hubris. Regardless of their interpretation, all who are drawn to the enigma of Atlantis share a common thread, a thirst for knowledge and a fascination with the possibility of a lost civilization. The legacy of Atlantis continues to resonate deeply within the human psyche. It speaks to our fascination with the unknown and our enduring belief in the possibility of civilizations far greater than our own. The image of a city swallowed by the sea has inspired countless works of art, literature, and film. The true legacy of Atlantis lies in the enduring power of its story, serving as a reminder of the potential for greatness and the dangers of hubris. It also serves as a cautionary tale about the need to learn from the mistakes of the past, lest we be doomed to repeat them. The whispers of Atlantis found new life in the modern era. The 19th century witnessed a resurgence of interest in the lost city, fueled by advancements in archaeology, geology, and oceanography. Ignatius Donnelly reignited popular fascination with the legend, proposing that Atlantis was a real historical civilization. Donnelly's work, though lacking in rigorous scientific evidence, captured the imaginations of a public eager to embrace the possibility of a lost golden age. This modern revival coincided with a growing fascination with the mysteries of the deep, fueling further speculation about the remains of Atlantis. The 20th century provided a new canvas for the Atlantis legend, the silver screen. Filmmakers seized upon Atlantis as a source of adventure, romance, and cautionary tales. From early silent films to lavish Hollywood productions, the legend has reimagined for generations of moviegoers. These cinematic interpretations have kept the legend of Atlantis alive in the popular imagination. Atlantis on screen has served as a backdrop for underwater adventures and a cautionary tale about the dangers of technological hubris. The allure of Atlantis has captivated generations of authors who have woven the legend into their narratives. From science fiction to fantasy, the Lost City has provided fertile ground for literary exploration. Jules Verne's classic novel features Captain Nemo, a mysterious figure who claims descent from the rulers of Atlantis. H.P. Lovecraft reimagined Atlantis as a primordial civilization linked to ancient cosmic horrors. The legend of Atlantis, in its literary form, has served as a vehicle for exploring themes of technological progress, social commentary, and the human condition. Atlantis endures as both inspiration and warning. It speaks to our desire for a golden age of wisdom and technology, a time of peace, prosperity and enlightenment. Yet it warns of the dangers of power, greed and hubris. Atlantis reminds us to balance knowledge with wisdom and respect for nature. The enigma of Atlantis continues to fascinate us in the 21st century. Despite advancements in underwater exploration, the lost city remains elusive. Some argue Atlantis was a product of Plato's imagination. Others find the evidence too compelling to ignore. Ancient maps and geological formations suggest catastrophic events. The search for Atlantis continues to capture the imagination. It reflects our fascination with the mysteries of the past. Whether Atlantis is ever found or remains a legend, its story challenges us to explore our potential. The legend of Atlantis captivates us with its mystery and allure. Is it the unknown, or does it reflect our own aspirations and flaws? Atlantis mirrors our potential for greatness and our capacity for self-destruction. It stands as a testament to the duality of human nature. The legend challenges us to learn from the past and strive for a better future. Why do myths like Atlantis endure, transcending time, language, and cultural barriers? Myths speak to something deeper than mere facts and figures. The legend of Atlantis resonates with archetypal patterns found in myths across cultures. They tap into universal truths and the shared human experience. The flood narrative speaks to our primal fear of natural disasters. Myths offer guidance, warnings, and a sense of continuity with the past. Atlantis, in its mythical power, transcends its historical ambiguity. Whether real or allegory, its message continues to resonate. The true Atlantis lies within each of us, a legacy of innovation, creativity, and the quest for knowledge. It lives on in our artists, scientists, and engineers, shaping our world, yet it also warns of unchecked ambition and the abuse of power. The legend of Atlantis challenges us to use our knowledge wisely and strive for a better future. The journey to rediscover Atlantis is a journey of self-discovery and responsible stewardship of our planet. As we stand on the shores of the 21st century, the legend of Atlantis continues to beckon, its mysteries unsolved, its secrets still hidden beneath the waves of time. Will we ever definitively prove or disprove its existence? Will we uncover the ruins of this once great city, revealing the secrets of its advanced technology and the true cause of its downfall? Or will Atlantis forever remain an enigma, a tantalizing whisper from the past, fueling our imaginations and challenging us to seek answers in the uncharted waters of history, mythology, and the human heart? The journey to unravel the enigma of Atlantis is a journey without a fixed destination. It is a journey of exploration, of questioning, of piecing together fragments of evidence, ancient texts, and the enduring power of myth. It is a journey that takes us across continents, beneath the waves, and deep within ourselves. Whether we ultimately discover the physical remnants of Atlantis or not, the journey itself is its own reward. It is a journey that forces us to confront our assumptions, to expand our understanding of history, and to grapple with the profound mysteries that still surround our existence. The legend of Atlantis, in its enduring power, reminds us that the world is full of wonders yet to be discovered, secrets waiting to be unlocked, and stories waiting to be told. So, let the journey continue. Let us continue to explore, to question, to imagine. Let us delve into the depths of our collective past, seeking knowledge, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the grand scheme of time. The legend of Atlantis, like the ocean itself, is vast, mysterious, and ultimately unknowable. But within its depths lie treasures more valuable than gold, the treasures of imagination, inspiration, and the enduring human spirit.